What's up, guys? It's Eddie, and today we're going to talk about the Samsung Galaxy S10. Now, I'm like you. I have to spend my own money to get these devices. These devices aren't sent to me. Samsung didn't be like, hey, that guy with like 70 subscribers, let's send him a brand new phone. No, it doesn't work that way. I personally bought this phone. I'm personally the one using it, and I'm the one delivering the review to you. So like, subscribe, check this out. If you haven't heard, we're doing a case giveaway for the Samsung Galaxy S10 and S10 Plus. In the future, we'll be doing more giveaways with fast chargers, wireless chargers. So like, subscribe, and if you are interested in that case giveaway, check out that video. It'll show you how to enter the case giveaway, which ends 3/27/19. So if you're interested, get in on that. But again, today we're going to talk about the Galaxy S10. This is the S10, not the Plus, not the E. And honestly, I can say it's a great phone. Before this, I used the Pixel 3. And before the Pixel 3, I was using the OnePlus 6T. And no matter what phone I had, I always gravitated towards the Pixel, the Google Pixel. Whether it was the Pixel 1, or Pixel 2, or the 3. I always tend to go back to it, but I think I know I'm actually going to stick with the Galaxy S10. I don't have a choice now. I sent the Pixel 3 back to Samsung for the trade-in offer. So I'm gonna actually stick this one out. I'm gonna stick with it. It's a great phone. I've enjoyed the 2 weeks I've had with it, and I'm gonna go through my experience the last 2 weeks with you so you can determine whether you want to keep this phone or if you want to even get it in the first place. Because again, there's some things that I like about it, some things I love about it, and there's some things that I wish I could change about it. So again, this is a review on the Samsung Galaxy S10, and honestly, we can basically call this the Google iPhone or the Android iPhone, because as we know, when it comes to Android, it's either Samsung or almost nothing. People know about Android because of Samsung. Same way people associate Apple with the iPhone. When you think of Android, you think of Samsung. So basically, this is like the Google iPhone or the Samsung iPhone. And that's basically how it works out. Obviously, there's other phones that might be better. Or there's other phones that are super popular. But in America, typically, it's like, all right, you either got a Samsung or you got an iPhone when it comes to its popularity. People don't really associate this as an Android. They might even call it a Droid from the VZW days. But again, awesome phone. The size is just about right. If I could just make this a little smaller, I would. But then technically, hey, I could get a Galaxy S10e, which is a little smaller. But the size is actually good for, for me. I don't have the biggest hands, but I'm enjoying it. It's not huge, it's not too small. My favorite size was technically the Google Pixel, and they're almost identical in size. But when you look at the screen size, it's drastic on how much screen they're able to fit on this device itself. So again, when it comes to size, it fits good, it feels good, it works good in the hand, so you're not going to go wrong with that. And if we're looking at the front, the display is obviously unbelievable in this case. This display is better than any other smartphone display you can get right now. Samsung always just brings it to the top when it comes to having a display. Coming from the Pixel 3 is a noticeable difference on how clear, how color rich the display is. So you really can't go wrong with that. And if we're looking at the front, one thing that you'll notice is that obviously now there's a camera cutout. There's a camera notch. I mean, not a camera notch, sorry, a camera cutout, because hey, no notch for Samsung. It's no notch Samsung. That's what we're talking about here. And again, it's a great device, great implementation of that cutout. I had the OnePlus 6T, and that was my first device with the notch, and I can only say I actually prefer the camera cutout. Did the notch bother me? No. But the fact that it was in the middle, you would notice it more. But this is just right in the top right, or if it's horizontal, on the top left, and it doesn't disturb you when it comes to watching a video or doing anything for that matter, to be honest, because most of the time you won't even notice it. There's not much going on when you're watching a video in horizontal mode on the top left. Nothing's going to really distract you from that. Even if you zoom in on watching YouTube, again, nothing's really going to distract you from that. And if we're looking at a display, the other thing that they implemented was an in-display fingerprint sensor. Other companies have done it, but Samsung's done it a different way with ultrasonic technology. Rather than using, say, you know, a camera underneath that's just taking a photo of, you know, your finger. This is like a different ball game. The OnePlus 6T had a cool in-display fingerprint sensor, but it needed a bright light to actually read your finger, where this is a different ball game. The OnePlus 6T would blind you at night. This one, it doesn't matter, you know, just boom, place, and you're good. Now, if you don't like using the in-display fingerprint sensor, there's a whole lot of other ways you can unlock the phone. With your face, obviously pins, swiping, you have a whole bunch of options, and you have smart lock, that if you have it connected to your watch or your place of work, certain Wi-Fi networks, locations, you can have the phone stay unlocked unless you manually lock it. So again, there's a lot of different options there, and the fingerprint in-display fingerprint sensor just works really good. Honestly, it works really good. It works better than the OnePlus 6T, and it's only getting better. The first few days I was like, but now it's actually working a lot better than, you know, the first day I got the phone. And again, it works good. It's obviously secure. When it comes to face unlock, it's not the most secure way to unlock your phone. Honestly, it's not secure at all if you look it up, but it works good. It's fast. I'm not worried about someone going on my phone and taking my personal stuff, because maybe I'm just not that important. But either way, if they have my phone, they can probably find some other way to take my data. But the good thing about it is, like I said, you have many options when it comes to unlocking your phone. So that is one of the things you definitely should know, that hey, if you don't want to use a fingerprint sensor, you can use a pen, you can swipe, you can use a face. You have a lot of different options. And obviously the face unlock uses the camera. So if you focus on the cameras now, the front facing camera, it's okay. It's good, it gets the job done. But when I compare it to, say, the Pixel 3, the Pixel 3, when it comes to the front facing camera, just blows this camera out of the water. Whether it's, you know, Snapchat, whether it's just using the standalone camera app, it blows it out of the water. And obviously when it comes to Google, it's all about the software. They're killing it when it comes to what they're doing in the background for that photo to be so clear, which is unbelievable in that aspect. There are ways to use the Google camera on here, but I don't want to talk about those ways. I want to talk about, if I bought this phone right out of the box, what is my experience like? And honestly, it's good, but with a front-facing camera on the Pixel 3, it's just better. It's just better. And I'm talking about regular photos, not wide. If you go wide, Pixel 3 is still going to beat it. But if we switch to the camera on the back, that's when the game changes a little bit. As you can see, we have 3 cameras. Pixel 1, 2, and 3 only have 1 camera in the back. Is 1 better than 3? Sometimes. Where if you're taking a regular shot, sometimes these photos, I can't say that it's just as easy as point and shoot. Sometimes, you know, you want to like focus on the subject and then take the photo. And it's going to take a good photo, but there are times that I take a quick photo and I notice that it's a little blurry. Where I would say the Pixel 3 maybe is more reliable when it comes to point and shoot. But if you take 2 seconds to take a photo, they're almost even. I've seen some really nice photos taken on this that I was like, man, that came out really nice. And it didn't matter if it was low light or full light, it just took a really nice photo. My fiance, who is, you know, what we're expecting, she is always an advocate for the Google Pixel camera. Like, she's an all Apple person, but she's like, when it comes to taking a photo, she's like, oh, let me see your Pixel. And when I took a few photos of her with the Pixel 3 and the Galaxy S10 for her 18-week pregnancy photo, she ended up choosing the S10 one, and she didn't even know. She's like, oh, that's a really nice photo. And when she posted on social media, people actually thought it was a professional photo shoot for that photo, and all it was the Galaxy S10, and I did the color pop. If you don't know what color pop is, basically it'll focus on the subject, obviously the color around them. In my case, it'd be red, and then it blacks out, or I would say puts everything else in black and white, and it just looks really nice. And the Galaxy S10 did a really sharp, clear, beautiful photo that again could pass off as a professional photo. And speaking of professional photos, the camera has a pro mode. Have I used it? No, I'm not a pro. I use the auto, click, boom, done. And the other thing too is that you have telephoto lens. So if you really want to zoom in on a subject without it getting super grainy, telephoto is going to help you on that. But my favorite new thing that they implemented was that third camera, which is that wide angle. That wide angle camera is ridiculous. It's, for instance, say you're seeing this. you hit that wide angle button, now you're seeing all of this. All this is pretty good to look at right now. But in reality, the wide angle is really cool. That's something that I enjoyed on the LG G5, and I'm actually happy that they're implementing it on the Samsungs, which again, they did an awesome job with the wide angle, and you can take some really cool shots. You don't have to, you know, step back 50 feet in order to get more in that, you know, in the viewfinder. Now you're just tapping a button and you're getting a whole lot for it. So when it comes down to it, am I gonna miss the Pixel 3 camera? No, not really. This camera is great. You have more features, you have the wide angle, it takes a good shot. It's probably only gonna get better as updates progress. So again, you can't go wrong with this camera. And there's a lot of features with this camera that you can do. When it comes to video, they did extreme stabilization now, where it competes with the, say, the GoPro Hero 7 Black that is recording this video right now. Honestly, the video quality on this thing is great as well. Now, is it an action camera? No, you're not going to be using it for an action camera. But if you're at the soccer game or you just want to do a cool clip, you're going to get a nice, clear video with really good audio as well, with the Samsung Galaxy S10. So again, you can't go wrong with this camera. Does it compete with the Pixel 3? Yeah. In some situations, I would say it's even better. I would say the reliability of just being able to boom, boom, boom really quick is better with the Pixel 3 when it comes to, say, lower light situations. And obviously the night shot or the night sight on the Pixel 3 is amazing. And it was something that I was using even when it wasn't dark. It just worked that good. But again, I've taken some low light photos with the Galaxy S10 and I was just blown away. That one, I didn't have to go to a special mode, that it just knew what to do and it focused and it did its thing, and the attention to detail was crazy. And again, you can't go wrong with this camera. You can't go wrong with this camera. Like again, you can't go wrong getting a lot of features. Again, I'm trading in the Pixel 3 because I'm committing to this phone and I like it so much in the last 2 weeks that I was like, do I really want to? Because I always kind of went back to the Pixel. But again, I'm committing to the Galaxy S10. Maybe I'll hold it to the Galaxy S11. Maybe I'll switch to the OnePlus 7. But right now, I can honestly say this is a great phone. And then on top of that too, going from, say, the OnePlus or the Pixel, you had a stock UI. You had the Google UI with some added bonuses. The Pixel Launcher is one of my favorites, had a lot of features. But the One UI and Samsung in general has a lot of extra software features. But now it's no longer slowed down. It's super fast. I haven't had a single issue or hiccups using the Galaxy S10, even converting from the Google Pixel 3, where the Pixel 3 would freeze up on me. The Pixel 3 would take forever to load things. And I'm a user like you, a lot of social media. Snapchat, for whatever reason, was so slow on the Google Pixel 3. The March update that they had helped, but on the S10, you have no issues just opening that Snapchat app up, and it was just so fast. Like, it bothered me how slow it would be to, one, take a photo, two, just load up Snapchat even after it's already been opened in the background. I don't know why. It's maybe something they can fix in the future, or maybe it's just the fact that the Pixel 3 only has 4 gigs of RAM and we're pumping out 8 right here, pumping 8 gigs of RAM, just like the OnePlus 6T I had. So again, that was a fast phone. This is a great phone, especially with the Snapdragon 855 processor. I'm not running into any issues. And then because of the processor and because of the RAM, and then on top of that, because of the battery life, I'm still getting a full day's use. And I'm constantly looking at this phone. I feel like I'm maybe addicted. I mean, you need like a intervention or something. And it's not because of the phone. I'm saying cell phones in general. We're now addicted to these devices. So we need them to get us through the day. We need them to not be plugged into the wall all the time. And one thing that Samsung does with that is they provide you a good battery. And then they provide you with wireless charging, where someone like OnePlus hasn't implemented. Pixel 3 has it, but they're more strict on who can actually fast charge. And if you're not fast charging on a wireless charger, you're almost better off not charging at all. But because of Samsung, like almost every fast wireless charger works with their Samsung devices and charges it decently quick. Nothing beats plugging it in, but you're gonna get the ability to plug it into a lot of devices. And then now with this year, they're implementing the wireless power share. Are you gonna use it? Have I used it? Once. I literally used it once to show someone that it worked because they asked me, does it really work? So I showed it to them. So wireless power share, you're not really going to use it. I'm going on a cruise next week, so rather than bringing an extra charger for the watch, I'm probably going to actually use it on the back. Maybe when I get my Galaxy Buds, if I need to charge it up a little bit before going to the gym, I'll throw it on the back. So again, it's a cool feature to have. Am I really going to use it that much? Probably not. Are you? Probably not. One thing that I wish we could change is Bixby. There's literally a dedicated button underneath the volume button for Bixby, and I can't do it. You have the option to have Bixby at a double tap, but I wish we could just remove Bixby entirely. It's implemented in different ways in the phone. It's implemented on, the Galaxy Watch Active. Bixby is living there, and if I could just replace it with Google Assistant, I'd be a lot happier person. But is it in your way? No. Are you gonna accidentally tap that button? Yes. Are you going to wish you had Google Assistant instead? Yes. And you do have it. It's just not as convenient as pressing a button. When I had the Google Pixel 3, I had the ability to actually squeeze the phone, and I didn't think I'd use it, but you do use it a lot. You can just squeeze, hey Google, blah, 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 and there it goes right now. But in reality, Bixby is there. You can, put it to a double tap rather than a single press. But then that Bixby button is in that perfect position where you're used to pressing it all the time. Now, those volume buttons, if they could just bring it down just a tad bit, it'd be perfect. It happens all the time where I press the Bixby button instead of the volume down button when I'm doing, say, a screenshot. Or let's say I'm going like this, I want to take a photo, I might hit the Bixby button instead. And instead of taking a photo, Bixby happens to pop up. So if there was a way that I could get rid of it completely, I would. There are ways to change the way Bixby works, so you can have it as a double tap to go to Bixby, but Bixby's always there, and then the first tap could be another app launch. And there are ways to actually change Bixby, the Bixby button, for a single tap to go to Google Assistant. But again, for the average consumer, they're not going to be able to do that. They'll do the double tap, but they're not going to really messing with it to do a single tap. So I wish Samsung gave us more power over that button to do it as a single tap, to say Google Assistant, whatever you want, because they let you change a single tap to a different app, but letting you change the assistant for various reasons. Obviously, they want you to use Bixby. So again, a phone is great. The speakers are good too. You got the speaker power on the bottom, you got the power at the top too, so you're gonna get blasted from this way and that way, which is nice. I'm not against, downward firing speakers, because again, if you're listening to something and say you're doing something else and you just throw it in your pocket or it's in the jacket, the speaker on the bottom is still gonna shoot out rather than being all muffled and blocked when, they're both front firing. So again, I don't mind that. Again, it's a great phone. The only thing that you really have to focus on maybe is the price. They're not cheap. They're cheaper than iPhones, but they're not cheap. But one thing I could say is Samsung is always running some type of promotional deal. Or for instance, like I said, they gave me $550 for my Google Pixel 3. At the time of that promotion, Google was selling the Google Pixel 3 brand new for $600. So there's always some type of promotion. Would I recommend this phone? Yes. Is it for everyone? No. The Galaxy S10e might be a better option, especially the fact that you have a completely flat screen. You can put a tempered glass screen protector on there and not have to worry about it. Over here, if you want tempered glass, it's gonna cost like 60 bucks. But again, great phone. I can highly recommend it. I'll be sticking with it. I recommend using case because they're expensive. But yeah, great phone. You're not gonna go wrong with it. Like, subscribe. If you have any questions, leave them down below. I'll be more than happy to answer them. And again, this is Eddie U. Like, subscribe, share this video. If you're interested in the case giveaway, sign up for that too. Look forward to hearing from you guys.